Hey, it's Alexi, and in this video we're taking a look at the DIY pedal stand that I built for my DIY synth desk here. Now the desk was built a couple of months ago during the summer, and it has remained basically unchanged since then. There's a video going into more detail on the desk on my channel. So if you want to go check that out, you can find it. I think it's called something like a tour of my DIY synth desk. So that video goes into more detail on the desk itself. But today we'll be focusing on this pedal stand here. Now I built the first version of this pedal stand along with the desk, but then I added one row to my modular system here. And of course, one row of pedals looked a little unbalanced next to a taller Eurorack case, so I had to add a row to the pedal stand, and now I have to get more pedals. So you see where this is going. Now the whole stand is basically made from reused or scrap materials I had lying around. It's a wooden construction. I used wooden boards and these corner molds we had in a doorway. And this is all painted black with black furniture paint. This looks decent enough. Now I think we will go through the pedals and other gear I have on this stand first, and then we will take a look in the back and see how I power my pedals and how everything is wired up in the back, and basically how it's constructed. So we'll start from the DF Audio Minibay V2 here. I have two of them here. It's a compact patch bay. I made a video on these last week and it hasn't been terribly popular. I don't think these are very interesting, but they are a super important part of my setup. And having two of them basically allows me to add more pedals. I have something interesting coming next week. So that's my patch base for routing my signals around the system. And then there's the latest acquisition, which is the Fractal Audio VP4 virtual pedal board, which is it's a very high quality multi-effects unit that has a lot of processing power and can handle it allows for effects at a time in a stereo signal path. And it's just a very good sounding effects unit. It's very basically more marketed towards guitarists, but it has great effects that work on synthesizers as well. Now this one is wired with all these low profile right angle cables here. There's MIDI, power, and of course audio going here. Now next to the VP4 is the Line 6 HX1, which is a quite a handy sort of basically a Swiss Army knife type pedal that can run one FX at a time, but it's got all of the Line 6 FX algorithms in there, I think, apart from amp modeling. So it has distortion pedals and delays, reverbs, modulation, etc. And of course the Fractal also has almost all of the effects that Fractal has, apart from the amp modeling. Now on to the ones on the bottom row. We have the Korg NTS2 oscilloscope built from the kit. It's a really fun build. It's super simple and takes about 30 minutes to build. This is wired into the patch bay here, so I can have my signal plugged into the patch bay, and you can see the triangle wave here, which is coming from my Eurorack here. And I use this as a tuner for my analog oscillators as well. Super handy. Now next to the Korg is the Meris Mercury X reverb pedal, which is a super high quality reverb, which has a lot of sort of other effects as well, which you can route in the signal path in a lot of ways. So you can basically build your own reverb. And this also works as a really good delay as well, so it's not just a reverb. Now next to the Mercury X we have the UAFX Golden, the Golden Reverberator, which is a super high quality reverb pedal. Basically this is just a reverb, and it's just super simple. There's like maybe one preset, but I have not actually saved a single preset in this. I have not felt the need, because this is so fast to tweak. Just flip the switch to select between spring reverb, plate reverb, which are more realistic reverbs, and then there's my favorite, the Lexicon Hall or 224 models, which basically give you the Vangelis reverb sound for huge reverbs there. And this is the pedal that I would most recommend to someone who just wants a really good, simple reverb. There's nothing fancy, just really good algorithms. Now next to the UAFX Golden we have the Roland TR-6S Rhythm Performer drum machine here. Now this is it's a small drum machine, only has 6 voices here, but 6 is plenty for what I need, and I'm very happy with this. It has all the sounds from the TR-8S, so this is all the ACB models and everything, and it sounds super good. And the only downside basically is the USB power, which can be noisy. I've had to really think about my USB wiring here so that I would not have a lot of noise. The Roland can be noisy, and the NDS2 can cause quite a bit of noise in the signal. So USB power kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And I kind of wish that this was running off pedal power or something. So that's the gear I have on the stand. And here you can basically see a little bit of the structure. You can see that it's made from several pieces of this corner mold here. So I'll just screw these together, and it is screwed onto these blocks of wood here that I cut at an angle. So we'll I think I'll flip the desk around and we'll look at the back side of this. Okay, I flipped the desk around, and now we can see behind the pedal stand. So now I can see my rat's nest of wiring here. I think we'll continue with the gear at this point, and we will look at my pedal power supply here. This is the Cioks DC7 power supply, isolated supply with 7 outputs, plenty of power. Right now the Fractal pedal is using up the most power. It's basically 1.3 amps max, which is like 1 amp more than the Meris, for example. It's very power hungry, but it has a lot of processing power. Now you can see here I'm at 40% load here, so not even close to maxing this out. And if I keep adding pedals, I think I will need to get an expander for this. Now the way I have this set up is this one is powering my Kenton MIDI through, and these are powering my pedals. There are 3 outputs here, and then there's one that is doubling the current for the Fractal Audio VP4. And then you can see my cables here. Basically, these are almost hidden behind the stand, which makes it look quite clean from the front. And here you can see this pile of cables here that are running into the patch bay here, and these ones are running into the top patch bay. So I've tried to make this so that there's no there's not too much pull on the cables. So I have this attached with this what do you call this, zip tie. And nothing much more to show on the gear side, so we'll go into the structure of this pedal stand here. Now it's basically supported by these wooden blocks here. These are made from 5 centimeter thick wooden board with these 1.8 centimeter thick bits of wooden board here that are cut to the right angle here for the pedals. And then these pieces of corner molding are screwed onto these parts here. Now, basically you can see here it's the bits of corner mold are attached using these small wooden blocks here. That's good enough for me. Now this is quite a sturdy stand, so there's no risk of this basically falling over, but I did have to add like this metal corner thing here to attach it to the desk so that it wouldn't wobble. So there's nothing much to the actual structure of this pedal stand. It's just super simple, just like it's basically just functional. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need a 3D printer. You can just use old-fashioned wood for this, and you don't have to basically pay hundreds of euro or dollars for ready-made stands if you have access to basic materials and basic power tools. You can just make stuff like this, and it's plenty good enough. And basically just by making my own desk and my own stands here and my own Eurorack case, I have saved hundreds of euros, if not into the thousands. So that's all money that can go into the most important part in music, which is the gear. So nothing much to show here other than what I've already showed you. So I think that's it for the video, and thank you so much for joining me. Hope you like and subscribe, and I will try to make more videos on this DIY stuff as well, because it seems to be quite interesting for a lot of people. So I will see you around. Thank you.